Today we are so excited to show you something very different from anything else we've done so far. We are going to be walking through a home that our friend Molly Watson of Molly Watson Designs has completely remodeled. She bought the home, she remodeled it in 2 months, and she's now flipping it. So this home actually just went on the market in College, or actually Bryan, we're in Central Bryan today. So we're so excited to show you around with Molly and look at all the work, and we have some before and after photos, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, so let's go.
If this is your first time to our channel and you'd like to know everything about living in the Bryan College Station, Texas area, be sure and hit subscribe and tap that notification button. My name is Tara, this is Jeff, and along with David Schellenberger, we make up the Schellenberger team here in College Station. So if you're looking for your forever home, looking for a second home or investment property, we are the team for you. So be sure and reach out to us. Our information is in the description box below, and we would love to help you get started on your move to the Bryan College Station area. So remember, we've helped people just like you find the right home, or the right place at the right time, right here.
Right here.
Okay, so just to give you a little information about the home before Molly gives us the tour, this is a 2,300 square foot house, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It's on a half an acre lot, so huge lot, and they're asking $549,900. And remember, it's been completely redone, and we are in a fabulous old school Central Bryan neighborhood that is just a sweet, kind of coveted area. So Molly, let's get started.
Yes, so we bought this house, and typically in my business I work for people, but every once in a while I find a great flip, and so I probably do about 2 a year.
Okay.
That I try to do, but most of the time I'm just customer service and working for others when they want to do a flip or remodel their home. So we bought this house December 5th, we closed, and one thing about my team and I, we can kind of get in and out of a remodel very, very quickly. So
wow.
We finished February 5th, and now it's on the market.
2 months.
So 2 months.
When you see the comparison of the pictures, that's mind-blowing. Okay.
Yeah, so we got in and out, and we have a team of guys that can do all trades. So that's why if you decided that you wanted to remodel your house and you decided you wanted to live in the house, which I don't suggest if you're gonna do a whole house remodel, we can get in and out though as fast as anyone.
Okay.
With good quality.
Great.
So, so anyway, bought the house, decided that we would paint the brick. Always try to save the brick if it's somewhat, you know, attractive, but in this case we decided that it might be better to paint. And I added shutters, and I also, one of the biggest impact statements I think is the new windows. And I looked around when I chose the color to make sure we didn't match anybody that was close.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also, adding the shutters gave the front weight. Once we had painted everything in a monochromatic way, if you look, the fascia, the soffit, and the body of the brick is the same, which is kind of the trend right now. I decided, ooh, we definitely need shutters because there was something missing. Mm-hmm. And I used the colonial style windows with exterior muttons, which is typical of this area.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do a modern window because first of all, the house is not modern, and around the neighborhood is not modern.
So what is a mutton? You said exterior
the mutton,
muttons.
and some people call them mullions, but it is the exterior divided light.
Oh, fantastic! Yes.
So some homes have them inside the window.
Yes.
In this neighborhood, and it was typical when this house was built that you would have an exterior mutton.
Right. Yeah. Fantastic. So. All right. Okay. Okay, Molly. So here we are in the entry. So you can just get started.
Okay. So I decided to replace the door. I honestly can't even tell you what that original door looked like, but you'll be able to look in the pictures. And then I decided to I like to keep a little bit of the old. You just don't want to take all the character out of these homes. You want to try to embrace what is a little kind of quirky. And this had this gold amber toned side lights. I thought it was great. Yeah. It adds a little bit.
Yeah.
So this already had wallpaper on it, which was great. We just sanded it a little bit and added a T-bow grass cloth looking paper in a French kind of blue.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And in
so
this,
here, this is the study?
It can be, I think, a second living, or so many people are working from home now.
Yeah.
So we created this space because, as you can see from the before, this was one large room.
Okay.
And so we created both a dining and another space. And anyone could come in and add doors here if they wanted.
Right, perfect.
So one of the, I think, largest, impact statements that we made in the house and changed for kind of how people live now is that we left this wall, but this wall used to extend all the way to here, and it had 2 louvered doors that you would walk into a dining, and then that large room that I told you about that was really just a carpeted living room.
Okay.
And so now we just decided, I thought, I should do a cased opening right here. And we reframed this wall. But then once it opened up to there, I thought we need to open it all the way up. And so now it's a large dining room that honestly could accommodate 8.
That's fantastic.
This table is a little bit small for this space for sure.
With the big window and
yes, the
this
new
is great.
window. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's open to the kitchen.
It's open to the kitchen, which
lovely.
People love now. And we also added another thing that we added here is crown molding throughout this area, the office area, and the dining room. We didn't add it to the bedrooms. We didn't think it needed it, but here we kind of dressed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So this kitchen I just designed completely new. We were gonna save some old cabinets and try to rework it, but sometimes it's almost less expensive to just tear out and
Take
rebuild.
it all out. Yeah.
And we made a super large island where actually there's space for 2 to sit here and 3 to 4 to sit here. So if there was a young family that wanted this home, I feel like this could be their breakfast, this could be before school, and then if they're entertaining, they can have their dining space.
Right, this is fabulous.
Yeah, and honestly, we
Beautiful.
reused the appliances that the owners, some of the appliances, the dishwasher and the refrigerator, which saved us a little money. We got a microwave here and hid it.
So you have the hidden microwave down here, right?
Yes, because originally this had a fur down and a peninsula that went to here. So we opened the whole thing up and obviously got new vent hood and range that really make a statement over there. The refrigerator.
This is beautiful.
Yes.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
So the 6-burner gas range.
I know, 36 inch.
And the white, it's beautiful. The white and the gold and the silver. That's fantastic.
Thank you. And I don't think people need to be scared to mix all the metals. And so this kind of shows that you can have gold and silver. And then I used the same olive color. I'm trying to remember the exact name of this color, but it's the same as the shutters outside. So I really like to try to make the outside cohesive with the inside, where you could take any piece and put it in a different room and it would work in that room, right? So you want it to flow.
Yeah, that's great. And it's a subtle, like it's not obvious, but it just kind of adds to the flow of everything and kind of elevates the design of it.
Yeah,
without it being
so.
Overstated.
Yeah, and also originally the refrigerator was here.
I was going to ask you, said there's a peninsula, so the refrigerator was over here.
It was here and 2 big double ovens that were black.
Okay.
So this just didn't give you the workspace, and we like to create, a focal point, and that's what this does now. Now there is only 1 oven, but the microwave, I think, is also convection, so it kind of, balances. And so sometimes a little trick is to make a big refrigerator look like it's actually a built-in refrigerator. So we used the old refrigerator and we made it look built-in by putting this cabinet on both sides.
So it kind of creates a flow too, the way you did it. In the before, you only really had one way to get into the kitchen. And now with this, you've got the island where you've got a good flow around.
Yeah, I think so. And we always try to create enough space for 2 cooks to work, which is about 42 inches. And so that's what we kind of did, where people can be working and cooking and have plenty of space.
Right, but you're still just a few steps away from the different elements that you need.
Yeah, but lots of storage.
Yes. So this home is a split floor plan. So we're going to head over to the guest area where Molly's going to show us a little bit of the changes she made over here.
Okay. So yes, it has 2 actually large bedrooms. I mean, larger than some of my boys have much smaller bedrooms than this. And so they're really spacious. And I decided to just add a little interest by bringing that olive color green again back and just painting the interior doors that. And so in this, we had lower cabinets and we brought them up to our current 36-inch height. We decided to just tear the whole cabinetry out to create a longer run. Over here was a small makeup niche, and we just decided probably the kids aren't going to be doing their makeup, or whoever's living over here, a guest. So we decided to just give them more storage. And then one just little trick that I like to do that makes something look a little more updated is typically, like before, this mirror stopped right here and it had a large light fixture. But one way it is a little bit more expensive, you know, than getting a shorter mirror is to have your glass guide just cut where you want your light. And it's really nice because it makes it look a little more modern and updated. Plus it extends that mirror all the way up and makes this bathroom look even larger than it is.
Yeah.
And so to bring that French blue back that we had in the entry wallpaper, I just brought that French blue back in here and painted the cabinet and got a tile and laid it a little more modern than we typically do to add a little touch of design in here.
Okay, so we're gonna move over to the primary bedroom side of the house where Molly's gonna show us what she did over here.
Yeah. So this primary room is very large. If you can see it, I'm just gonna fix this pillow right here. But it's a king bed, so you can tell just how much space. You could definitely have a seating area in front of that window. It has 2 closets, and Tara can show you. There's one.
Yeah, a marriage saver, as Jeff said. Like 2 closets.
Yeah, and then another closet off the bathroom, which I really appreciate and enjoy. So this did not have doors here, and this goes into the vanity area. And for me, I just thought, you know, it might be nice, especially if somebody's like getting up to go to work and getting ready, that you have doors here. So I just put these pop doors here, and you can close it off. And plus you're not like in your bedroom looking at, you know, sinks.
Right.
So to create a little privacy if somebody was dressing and getting ready. And we just tore out this cabinet, and I did the mirror all the way up like I'd said before. And then I thought, you know, let's do a little bit different, and we'll put sconces on each side to just, you know, not disrupt the mirror at all. And I think it turned out nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And so the other closet's here, and this, you know, we really couldn't get around how small the primary bathroom is, but we created a large shower and took out the tub. And so I do think it'll accommodate.
So you have your toilet and tub over here.
Yeah, toilet and tub.
Well, not tub, shower. You took out the tub. So the shower, right. Yeah, it's a great size.
But it was a tub.
Or was it a tub shower combination?
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
And now it's just
so
a
we
shower.
made full shower and expanded it as much as we could to the window.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So after leaving the primary suite, you're heading back down the hall to the laundry area, which also leads us to the garage.
Yes. So we talked earlier a little bit just off camera about the good flow of this house, and that is important, especially just when I considered the flip. You know, there were a couple of new framing of walls and things that we needed to do, but overall, it had a wonderful floor plan to begin with. Let's see if I can get a little more light here.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And so the garage is here, and we can talk about that. That was a project in and of itself.
Really? Okay.
But I found this porcelain that looked like marble, so I thought it really fit the house.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah, and I had it laid on the 45, which didn't make my tile installers super happy, but they did a great job.
Yeah.
And it was a difficult lay. And so I picked this pink that was called St. Martin's Sand, and I just loved it with the French blue and the olive green, and I haven't heard any complaints about it. So I think it's kind of special.
It is.
And hopefully a man will be willing to do laundry even in a pink laundry. So, and then in here is a little half bath, and I brought the pink in here, and I think it's pretty cute.
It is. And where does that door go, Molly?
So I kind of like this, and I've never seen this, but it goes to the garage.
Oh,
so
cool.
if anybody's woodworking or doing a little hobby in the garage, they can run in and get the restroom if they need to.
Or just clean up without tracking
and
it
wash
through the
their hands
house.
for children coming in from the
Yes.
backyard. Go around and do that, and you know, and wash their hands and get cleaned up.
I mean, yeah, they could like take dirty things off, and the laundry's right here before they track it all through the house. That's fantastic.
So that worked out really well.
Yeah. Okay, we're out in the garage, which we usually don't film in garages, but Molly again has an interesting story about this garage.
Well, the garage was just pretty dilapidated, and it had a gray indoor-outdoor carpet that was stripped in places and torn in places, so we decided to just remove all of that, remove any tacking that they had put down for the carpet, just to make it a cement floor, which people are very used to in a garage. But it also just had cracks, and we needed to refloat it and re-sheetrock it. So this actually was a project out here. We refloated the ceiling and painted it all the neutral color that we have inside, and it turned out great because regardless, wherever you are in any space in your home, garages already get junked up. You want it to at least start with a clean palette, right?
Yes.
And this garage has an extension, which is great. A F-250 could fit in here, which a lot of these garages now, maybe not. So if you've got a big truck, it'll work. Yeah. And then you can see where that door is that goes into the bathroom if you have children or we're doing any hobbies and anything like that.
That goes to the backyard maybe?
And then this goes right into your backyard. That's your water heater, and that's the utility room.
Yeah. Okay, and we're moving on to the backyard. This is a huge backyard. Again, it's on that half-acre lot. So Molly actually did some work out here as well.
Yeah, we did. I was going to say about the windows, I could afford for the flip to do all 5 in the front, but I did not replace all the other windows. And I can do that for the person that buys it, and I have the budget, of what it would cost. So it might be that someone wants to do that, but just for the budget of the flip, I thought, let's just make that front really spectacular. And the older windows actually look pretty good now with the remodel. I kind of love them. So, but I did need to get a new sliding door here because it just was inoperable. So we did do that. And then this was here. It was just a natural, I think it was a pine. And so I decided to just bring that green back out here. Added a light olive fixture. Green. Yeah. Added a light fixture here and put security lights. And then we definitely needed to landscape and fence. So it just shows how big the yard is once you fence it. And we decided to just tie in with a beautiful brick fence that is our next door neighbors.
That is lovely.
That was fun.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
And so we do want to note, as we were talking to Molly about what she did, she was working with someone and she was like, oh my gosh. So it is KD Home Builders. That is a contractor she works with on all of her flips. And so we just wanted to make sure that we recognize the fabulous work they have done as well.
Yeah. And for this home, it's an older home built in the 70s. And one thing we noticed while we were walking through is those secondary bedrooms, they are the size of some master bedrooms in brand new homes.
Yes, they're huge.
Yeah, so that is one thing to think about. If you're looking to buy, you want a more established neighborhood, maybe this is the route to go. You buy a home that some people have lived in for 30, 40, 50 years. Mm-hmm. You buy the home, and like Molly said, she flipped this thing around in just a few months.
2 months.
Yeah.
She was 2 months that she got this entire project done because the home was empty. That is phenomenal. And I know that that's not the case every time.
Right.
But if you can plan for that, it would save you a world of headache rather than living in a home while you're trying to remodel.
Yeah, and you get the bigger bedrooms, you get most likely a bigger lot in a more established neighborhood. And hey, that appeals to some people. It would appeal to me.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like little quick things, something I want to mention, there's a drain in the utility room in the floor. You just don't see that anymore. So if you appreciate those little things that they used to do when they built houses that you don't see anymore, again, this is the way to go.
Yeah. So hope you enjoyed the video. We really
did.
enjoyed, we'll probably have more videos
Yes.
with Molly. We're even talking about where we'll kind of follow the progression through a remodel. And it's really been a great eye-opener for us here. So hope you enjoyed the video. Reach out to us, set up that Zoom call, leave us a like, subscribe, and hey, we've helped people just like you find the right place at the right time, right here.
Right here.